All right. So my name is Ryan Yarborough. I'm the Regional Technology Director, and I'm going to be teaching this class to you today on design basics and Canva hacks. Today's basic is going to be the foundation. We're going to be going 3 days, and those 3 days are going to be focused on today being the foundation, and then we're going to go into setting up your brain kit tomorrow, and then the last day we're going to be going into all the Canva magic that's basically built into Canva. So for those of you who have been using Canva for a while, you'll probably know a lot of this stuff, but I'm going to at least be able to provide some value and some little things. I know I took a bunch of the Canva classes myself to get Canva certified, and I learned from those. So I'm going to make sure you guys get some of that tossed over to you. And those of you who are not familiar with Canva or have never even used Canva at all, I'm going to do my best to make sure that I help you, because that's what today's really about, is helping you not only get on to Canva, but also for those people who have already been using Canva as Canva Pro, how to move some of your stuff over. So we're going to talk about that today. But if you can, I'm going to ask that you can go to the chat and please put in the chat, what are the main things that you're hoping to get out of today's class? So I can make sure I am covering exactly what you need. Please feel free to use the chat and throw that in there. All right. So while you guys are throwing that in there, I'm going to move on to just telling you a little bit about myself. So please connect to the existing account. Definitely we're going to be doing that. Discover Canva. Brand new to Canva here. Well, that's awesome. We have some new Canva users. How to move items from current Canva Pro. Going to definitely go over that. Command and Canva integration. All right. Transfer my accounts. Just to know. All right. Get to Canva, merging. So save money in marketing. Definitely. All right. I'd like to know how KW and Canva are now familiar with my Canva. All right. So we'll definitely be going into a lot of what you guys are talking about. All right. So I'm the Regional Technology Director. I've been with Keller Williams since 2012. I'm a business and tech coach. I'm also a KW Labs advisor. I've been with KW as the Regional Tech Director since pretty much Command's been around. I was on the ALC here in the Clearwater Market Center for quite a while doing technology, and I've been with the Labs advisor for quite a long time. And if you don't know what the Labs advisor is, that's basically just somebody who's advised a tech team on what they wanted to build since basically we've implemented our own technology. If you need to get a hold of me, you can always get a hold of me in South Florida, rtt@kw.com. And let's get started. So I want to remind you, because I try to put this in every single class just to make sure you're aware of the TCPA. The TCPA is the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. And every time you violate this Telephone Consumer Protection Act, you are at risk of $500 to $1,500 per violation, with lawsuits often brought as a class actions, which means they compound. That means every single time you send a text message out to somebody, that one text message you sent to somebody who was not authorized you to send it to them can lead to anywhere from $500 to $1,500. If you sent 5 of them, multiply that by 5. So I'm not trying to scare you, but I am. I just want you to be aware that this is a real thing and it does happen. So just be very careful. If they're on the do not call, and if they're also not giving you explicit permission you can show in writing, you should not be sending them text messages or calling them without getting that from them. So an example of that is if you went and ran a Facebook ad and they gave you permission because they clicked on the Facebook ad and went through all the stuff that's in there, that would qualify as them complying. All right. Before we begin, what's the one thing that by doing so you will get the most out of this class today? That would be participate. I want to make sure that while we're doing this, it's not fun to sit there and stare at somebody talking the whole time. And it's actually not fun for me to sit there and look at a screen full of black screen. So the other thing I ask that you do is make sure your camera's on. So please make sure your camera's on. If you're driving, feel free to leave your camera off. I'd rather you be arrive alive. But I would appreciate you having cameras on, because I looked at your guys' faces while we're doing this, and it helps me determine whether I'm doing a good job or not, or if you're missing out on something. And it also just, I'm a human. I like looking at humans, not at black boxes. So please put that on out of respect, not only for me, but everybody else that's on here too. It's like being in a classroom. All right. So what is Canva? Canva is a cloud-based platform. It helps you basically all your marketing. So you're going to be using it for tons of your marketing. It's going to help you automate a lot of this. There's AI built into it. It's just a jack of all trades, just about. There's a few things that we wish for it to do. And if you have some things that you wish for it to do, I would love to hear those things. So if there's anything for those Canva Pro users, what's the one thing that you wish Canva did that it does not do yet? Donna says, is desktop still cloud-based? Desktop is not cloud-based. However, Canva does make a desktop application for your Windows computers. And I believe it works on your Apple, but I know for sure it works on Windows computers that you can download and have it directly on there. However, all that application is doing is going to the cloud and pulling that information from the cloud, but it just gives you an interface that's directly on your computer as well. I'm sick and we'd rather, that's fine. If you're sick, Melanie, I understand that, but I appreciate all those who are driving and they just can't. I understand, but if you can, put your camera on, I appreciate it. Anyways, my question was integration with ChatGPT. All right, we can do that. We definitely already have that because ChatGPT, if you go into ChatGPT, you will see that there is a link in there that you can link ChatGPT to Canva. So that's one that's already done. What is something that you would like for it to do? I would like brand kits for each agent that I am working with in the team. That's very interesting. That is, I can show you a workaround on that. We'll be doing that in the tips and tricks section and the brands section. Is there integration with Gemini? Not currently. No, there is not currently an integration. That would be something I could definitely suggest. So that is one of the benefits of us having this relationship with Canva, with Keller Williams, is we can help give them some guidance on things that we want everyone to make work. What will our KW Canva accounts have? We have all the Pro membership features. So if you've ever looked at Canva and you're on Pro, you're going to get all those things that you currently have. And we're also going to get some additional features in there. One of them is going to be the brand kit that we have with KW, so you can make sure you stay online there. And the other one's going to be the MLS integration. So there is other MLS integrations that you can get, but they're very limited MLS integrations, where ours is not just the MLS, it's our KWLS, which we own, and that's brought in. And our KWLS is directly from our MLSs. So we're getting that information directly and from all over the country, not just from one IDX. So that's the biggest difference I can tell you there in our MLS integration from others that might have it. We have hundreds of professionally designed KW brand templates, and we're going to continue to work on that and add more and more. We also have a new marketing director, and she's going to be helping to make sure that we're not only sticking to our brand, but also creating some assets for us to be using in the future. So we're going to start seeing more and more of this coming soon. That's something we've missed out on in the past, is having really good branding chief marketing officer, and she has jumped in and she is going to start taking control of that. She's got a very strong background in this. She's worked for many companies that are very well known. KW's brand kits, those are already in there. We're going to keep on adding more and more to them. Currently, we have the luxury, and we're going to be adding commercial logos and all that stuff into the back end. So you don't have to go look for it. It's already there for you, as well as your market centers. We have AI tools tailored to real estate workflows. So we're going to be showing some of those in the last class on Thursday. And then KW specific help on answers.canva.com and Canva Help Center. So you get additional support that you didn't have in the past when it came to working with Canva. You will have market center tech trainers, myself, in your region that will be able to help you, along with Answers support and Canva's Help Center. So this is all to you at no additional cost. So we're not charging you any extra for this. So I'm just checking the chat real quick to see if there's any questions that need to be answered really quick. It looks like most of these questions I'm seeing are going to be answered here in my slides, so I will keep going. So here's the frequently asked questions that are all showing up. So what are the key features of flagship relationship? You got your design templates, AI-powered design, and dynamic marketing, which we're going to show quite a bit of this. What are the key features of the flagship enterprise? We have an innovation commitment. That's the biggest deal. We're going to not only ourselves have our marketing team continue to innovate on this and continue to add more and more stuff to it. It's not just going to be Canva templates. We have our own. They're in there specifically for you, ensuring that you are getting all the holiday stuff, all the stuff that you've seen in the past in designs, but and even more. The Canva team and our KW marketing team is going to be working on this together with you guys. customer engagement benefits. So you're going to create impactful marketing materials that will resonate in real estate. So they're all real estate specific and powered by KW and Canva right through and their AI. Brand consistency tools. So we've got all the brand kits and assets and folders in there for you. And future integration with Command is coming. So it's going to be more and more going into your designs so that you can implement this much easier. So this is what you see right now is not the end all be all. It's going to keep on getting better and better. Will I be able to access Canva through Command? Yes, there's a banner in Command that you should be able to get to. And as somebody's already put into our chat here, it's going to be canva.kw.com. Some of you guys got an email. Some of you guys did not. I was one of those people who did not. But if you go to canva.kw.com, as Laura I see here has put into our chat, if you click that link, it'll take you directly through there. And how you will log in is using your KW login, just like everything else. So we don't have to go remember any more logins, and you don't have to go create a whole new login for them. You already have one created. You're just going to use your KW login that you use to log into Command. I'm seeing a lot of these questions. I promise you, all these questions I'm seeing asked in here, they're all in the slides right here. I already thought of all these questions. I'm going to answer them. How can I use my Canva designs within Command? Currently, you can upload images and videos from Canva within use of it. So your paid ads, your direct mails, Instagram, Facebook social posts, Twilio listings, and KW site. All this is all going to be able to be uploaded in there. We will, as I said in the previous slide, have additional functionalities coming and being integrated in the near future. What training resources will be available? We've got this one today, and we're going to continue to have a lot of your market center tech traders are working on theirs, and they're going to be working to give you additional training. So if you couldn't make it today and you're watching this recording, you need it in person, I'm sure your market center tech traders are going to be there. Additionally, Canva also offers some training resources in there as soon as you log in, which we'll be showing here soon. There's some training directly in there from Canva, and you can take some of their, I highly suggest you take the Canva Essentials course. And if any of my market center tech traders are on this call and can get that course link and put that in the chat, I would really appreciate that. There's the Canva Essentials, and there's also one in there for brand. And I really suggest you take that class because you'll learn a lot from it. Even if you're a Canva Pro user, you've been using it for a while, I've been using Canva for years, and I still learn a couple little tricks from that. Yes, this presentation will be sent to you on Thursday after all the classes have been completed. You'll get the entire presentation given to you so you can go back and review it. What happens if I have an existing Canva account? Users can choose to migrate their KW account, so they don't keep two accounts. You're going to leverage this guide. So there's a link attached here. But basically what you're going to do is you're not going to just take your account and click a button and it's going to move everything from one account to the other. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to invite yourself to a team, or you can actually choose to download all your assets and then re-upload them. There's two choices there. I'll have a link that I'll put into our chat here in a little bit that will have a video that shows exactly how to do that step by step. And I'm also going to go jump over into Canva and show you how to do that myself during this call here. I paid for Canva Pro. Can I get a refund? Absolutely. So even if you just paid for it, like for example, we have a Canva Pro account here at the region and ours is coming due. If we had just renewed it, they're perfectly fine. Even if you were like 10 months into it, they're not going to refund you the whole thing, but they will prorate it for you. So you'll be able to get that prorate off. And here's the easiest way to do that is just go through chat. If you go through chat and just let them know, I've even got a suggested message here for you. Hi, Canva support. I'd like to cancel my paid plan as I'm joining. You can just put Keller Williams Enterprise account. Please refund any unused balance, and they'll be happy to do. They're already aware of it. We are their largest account now. You can also go through a billing and plans tab if you just want to do it online yourself. There's a way to do it in there, but the suggested method from Canva and from KW is that you just use chat, ask them in chat. I suggest before you go do this portion though, that you do the steps that I'm telling you today, which is to get if you're a Canva Pro user, that means you've probably been doing this for a little while. You probably have a lot of assets, and I'm going to show you how to make sure you move all those over properly. What kind of templates and content can I expect? So property marketing, personal branding, holidays, marketing, expert graphics, division, specific designs, and more. I'm also going to be working on with some of our market center tech traders, and we're going to create a page that will be some templates that you can just go and grab. That way you don't have to, they're more specific to our region. All right. So that way Canva has theirs, they're creating, KW has theirs, they're creating, but there'll be some that maybe stats and stuff like that for the region that you might want to use. So we'll have those available for you. What's going to be different between my existing command design library and the new Canva? Designs in command, they're going to work as usual, just as normal. The only difference is right now, if there's anything that you have to insert, you're just going to have to download it from Canva and import it until we're finished building out that pipeline to just import like you did before in your designs. So there's an extra tool for smarter marketing, like social post listing kits, presentations, and video. And again, just like we had before in design, the designs area, we have an MLS integration in there as well. But this one works much better in Canva because it's literally drag and drop and it goes right in, much easier. So the Canva dashboard. This is the new Canva dashboard. So when you come into here, you're going to be looking at the Canva dashboard and you're going to click on apps. This is the first thing you're going to do. Once you click on apps, you're going to type in Keller Williams. So at this point, you've already logged in. You've gone to canva.kw.com. Use your KW login. You're going to go down to, you're going to answer a few questions really quick, just confirming that you're giving your life away to Canva. I'm joking on that, by the way. But you're going to click a few buttons and accept it. And then you're going to go to apps and type in Keller Williams. And you're going to select Keller Williams. And then you're going to log in again. And then once you log in again, you'll have the Keller Williams app loaded on there. You will not be able to see that Keller Williams app unless you are logged in through Keller Williams. So if you're trying to do this through your pro account and try to add the Keller Williams app in there, you won't have access to it. The only reason you can see that app is because you're logging in with your KW account. All right, so that's the first point you want to do. Next thing is to create a design. You're going to click the create design button and choose pre-size project and custom design and choose measurements, okay? And now I'm just doing some slides right now, but I'm actually going to dive in and do this stuff with you. Actually, I'm going to do that now because some of the stuff is going to be great to show you, but I don't want to go too fast because I know some of you guys have said you've never used this before. So I'm going to stop sharing. Let me bring up my screen here.
Here I am.
It's new for me that I haven't even logged into.
Ryan,
Yes, sir.
when you click on the Keller Williams icon, that you showed, it's asking use in existing design or use in new design.
Just hold up there. If you're trying to create a new design or that's fine. Just hold up. That was actually put in there on purpose, but let me back you up real quick so I can show some of the other people who haven't gotten to that point yet. All right. So I'm going to go to canva.kw.com.
I'm sorry, Ryan, to interrupt.
No, you're fine. I'm in transition anyway, so it's a good point.
I see there's a couple of us that kind of need more instruction on how you got there today.
Not a problem. I'm going to show you.
Sorry.
That's why I'm jumping over into here. I'm going to try to actually use one of my email addresses I haven't even logged into before.
The easiest way I did it is I know you, Ryan, you didn't get the email, but I went right through the email and then it connected it automatically. So if you search your email for that, if anybody had that, was easy for me.
If you got the email, that is great. You can click on the link and it goes right to it. If you did not, you're going to go this way. So this is, let me share my screen now. I got complaints from a lot of people that they did not receive the email, and that's perfectly fine. I'm even one of those people. I'm a regional tech trainer, and I didn't even get the email. But you're going to log in here. This is Canva. It redirects you to canva.com once you come from Canva. So I'm just going to go right here and type in canva.kw.com. And once you do that, if you're logged into this already, it's going to ask your login. And your login is going to look just like the KW.
Yeah, Ryan, one thing which just happened to you right now, just wanted to share with everybody. If you're already logged into Command, which most of us might,
Yeah.
it will automatically log you in like it just did for you. You don't
Absolutely.
even...
I'm on another tab and it's logged in, so it's pushing me right through, which is perfectly fine. That's great. It just makes it a lot easier. But once you go to KW login, if you have gone to kw.com, like if you're having an issue, maybe it's because of the fact that you haven't probably logged into Command and whatnot in a little while. Make sure you log in. And if you haven't, then you may even get prompted that you need to put in a code. So you'll get an email from Command and you'll get the code from that and put that in there. And then once you're logged in, it'll take you directly to here.
Another thing, because it happened to me, and just sharing I just had to do it a couple of times. At first, it wouldn't even load the page, and I opened another browser and it finally opened. So that can happen to other people as well.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Hugo. All right. Anybody got any questions for where we're at right now? Does everybody get to the canva.com and get logged in? I see no hands. Let me check the chat real quick.
Ryan, I did put
Up
the
there.
link
I don't see
for
that.
the
Julia, you say you don't see apps. So you're not seeing this apps right here on the left? Julie, you there?
recording.
All right. I'm not seeing. Mine doesn't look like yours. Julie, if yours doesn't look, this is very barely done anything this counts. If it doesn't look like this, did you log in through canva.kw.com? Because if it doesn't look like this, then you may have logged into the regular KW. I'm sorry, not regular KW. You may have logged into Canva on its own. Because even the color right here should be that. Make sure you go to canva.kv.com. Do not go to canva.com. And then you have to log in.
After you find the app, it says to use it existing or new design.
Yeah.
What do you do after?
Don't do anything yet. We're all going to get there together.
Oh, okay, perfect. I didn't know if
You're
I was
right there.
behind. Thank you.
I'm just trying to make sure we get everybody caught up to where we're at first. Logged in through command, it doesn't look like that either. It should be, just type in canva.kv.com. It should look just like this. I haven't changed anything in my account. If you didn't, chances are, here's what you could look at. Go to the bottom left-hand corner. And if you have Canva logged into another account, then that may be what it is. Because if you come in here, you can see there's different, you may see a team in here. You may see the team that you belong to, or you may see your other account in here that you belong to. You need to switch to your account that's Canva. And the way I know it's through Keller Williams is it starts with you got an email address right here. Like mine says South Florida RTT is my account, and it says my quid number, and then it says at canva.kw.com. So if it's not the one you are logged into, this one's not, this is a different account I have, then it will look completely different on that one. And I don't want that one. So if we go into that, only people are probably going to have that problem, people who have already used it in the past. See that this one looks way different because I'm logged into a different account. But if I do go back to here and then log back into my South Florida one, this is what it should look like. So make sure you're in that one.
Ryan, I'm on the right website, but I have my Karen Howell because I have a pro, and then below it says Teams, KW Associates.
Okay, so that's the different. The KW Associates is good. That just is the entire KW ecosystem. So
Okay.
we're all part of the KWT.
So mine up above it says Karen Howell has a number at Canva. Oh yes, that's it
That's
didn't go into my
perfect.
regular.
That's what
account.
you want.
No,
But
we
if you
don't
do
see-
hover over this and you see another account in here over here that you can switch between, that's probably because you have another Canva account somewhere
Yeah.
else. Just make sure you're on the Canva one that says the quid number and then at canva.kw.com.
Okay.
All right, it looks like I've got everybody in there from the chat. All right, so we can move on from here. I'm going to go do exactly what we were just talking about, and some of you guys are already there, but catch us all up. We're going to come into apps, and we're going to type in here, Williams, and then we're going to find the app. And it's got this choice here, use an existing design or using a new design. It's really completely up to you. If you want to use an existing design, which if you just logged into this account, you don't have an existing design, so you can't choose that one because there's nothing to choose from. So we're going to use a new design. I'm going to select using a new design. And then it's going to ask you what type of design you want to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit Facebook post and landscape. You can choose whatever you want. And we're just going to wait.
Brian, are you sharing a screen? Because I cannot see any screen. Or
You guys can't see my screen?
Yeah, no,
I
we
can.
can. You probably click.
I can't.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
The
All right,
talk,
so
say Ryan's name, and then meeting. If you click between the two of those, it should change your view.
okay. Now, in here, you can see the Keller Williams app is opened up. And before I do that, I'm just going to go over here to where it says design. And there's all these different designs over here that I can go and pick from. So here's brand templates. I'm going to go to the brand templates one first. And this is going to show me all the different brand templates. And I'm just going to quickly choose this one, just to use it as an example. And that's a flyer. So let me not choose that one. Actually, let me use this one. That one's a little bit better for what we're doing. Now I'm going to go back. And if I come down here, all your applications live over here on the left. It's very much like Command. Okay. In Command, we have all of our applets that live on the left side. So if I come and click on the Keller Williams, it brings me back here. And you can choose to search by address or search by MLS. So I'm going to go all listings, and I'm just going to let some of these properties pop up, and I'm going to find one that's nicer. I'll choose this one. And when I click on this, it gives me all the photos. It is not just, you can have your listings or not all. If you didn't see any, it's because when you came back to the listing part, you have my listings. If you don't have any listings, then nothing's going to show up. There'll be nothing there. You have to have listings. I don't currently have any listings on my MLS, so I have to go to all listings to find one. Just select the listing that you want. Here's the listing. And unlike before we had to click buttons and stuff in designs, we don't have to do that. We can just drag and drop. All right. So it drags it directly into there. Same thing over here on the city. I can go to details right here. And then I'm going to choose the address, and I can choose this one right here and just drag it and drop it in place, and boom, it's there. And it's that quick. If this logo, I don't want this logo. That's what the next questions I would assume what are going to be is, I don't want to use that one. I need our DBA logo. That is correct. So we're going to go to, it's under projects, and you should have folders. Oh wait, I haven't set this one up yet. Let's see what's in here. They haven't set it up for me either. Okay. You should have some other folders in here for your market centers, and you should have your images inside those folders. Here's some other ones that are in here. So I can replace it with one of these. I'm going to use this for an example. I can drop this one in here and just get rid of that.
The only thing I see in my folder is create folder and starred.
Me too.
Okay, so your market center may not have uploaded your design yet. We're going to go look at folders here in just a little bit. Okay. So if your market center hasn't, just give them a little bit of time because it's just new to everybody. You can upload it yourself if you have it, but your market center should be uploading one to a folder that they've already created. The market center, but KW created it for you. All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to do more with folders. The main thing is I got into designs. I showed you all that. I'm going to go through this in the slides on how and where everything is, but I just wanted to show you how to get into here, how to access the Keller Williams application, how you can find your images, how to find your details, and then you can also make sure you understand you can search by address and by MLS. And this was very important because originally Canva didn't know that we wanted to be able to search by MLS. So by us going to MegaCamp and talking to them, we told them that the search by MLS was really important. So they added that in there for us, which is great.
It pulled in all the money and the photos. Yeah.
Ryan, quick question.
Yes, sir.
When I actually went to that part, it asked me to connect again to my account, which I did.
Okay.
All my properties. But in order to do it quickly, I saw that my profile doesn't have the photo, all that stuff. Where do I go to now that I'm logged in? Because it's probably not going to ask me that every time I'm going to do this. Where do I go to put photos in?
Update your profile. I haven't even done my profile yet when I logged in. It's something that you can do at any point. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Let me get on this part.
I wanted to bring that up.
So let's just go back to a design. So if we click over here on this little 3 dashes, it opens up main menu options for you, which you've got home, projects, templates, brand, Canva AI, and apps. We're going to use a lot of this quite a bit. It also shows you what your most recent folders are and designs are. So if you wanted to flip between them really quickly, you can. I'm just going to go back to home real quick. If you look down the bottom left-hand corner, it's kind of like the top right-hand corner of Command, where you've got this little circle. It's got your picture and stuff in it. If you come up to here and you want to change your picture on here, you can just click on the picture and just upload a picture. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a picture right here of James Shaw, and I'll put James Shaw on there. And it just shows that he's got it in there. And I can change that at any point.
Okay.
All right. So it's that easy. And then if you want to go into settings and look at any of your settings, you can do so in there. So there's that picture. I can change and remove it there. If I need to edit anything else that's in here, which most of it's already set up by KW, you can do. I would suggest that all of you just go through here and get familiar with this area. It'll help you a little bit. Then people and groups, I'm going to show you here in a little bit how to manage that, because that's how we're going to move some of your folders over. And then let's see your brand. Let me show you brand. In your brand, you're going to have brand kits. Now in your brand kit, you're locked into KW. You got a KW brand kit, you got the luxury brand kit, and you got the commercial brand kit. And I told us they're going to continue to add some additional ones in here, but those are the two main ones that they just updated recently. Because if you logged in the first day, you would have noticed all you had is a KW one. And now they've recently just added luxury and commercial. So those have been added. The question I get quite often is right now is, how do I add my own brand kit in there? The answer is you can't create your own brand kit in here at this moment. Now that is a feature thing that they're working on to bring to us in the future. At this moment, it's locked into KWs. We do have some recommended methods that you could use to make that much easier so you can use yours. So if you've got like an aqua green color in your logo and you want to use that often, we're going to show you tomorrow during our brand section how to do that. But I'll come back to this in quite more detail tomorrow. Also, you'll see logos in here. You'll see colors. You'll see fonts and brand voice. They're continuing to iterate on this as well. So you'll start seeing like where entrepreneurs thrive and stuff like that pop up in this area. So keep an eye on this because you'll see more pop up in here. So that's brand. Now projects. Let's look at projects. Projects, if you click on that, you come in here, you're going to see your recent designs, which you're going to see this connect to your Canva. That's going to be the first one in there. And that's not something you would have created. That's just something they are giving you as instructions. It's basically almost like a class teaching you how to do what I'm telling you today. You also have folders. If you want to close this, you can close it. Same with designs. You can close your designs if you want to. In here, this is going to be folders that I've got a lot more than you probably have. And that's fine because I've been in here playing with it. You should have your market centers. Like I am part of Market Center 138. So if I go into Market Center 138, there's just the generic KiloWinds logo because that's what they go by. They're KiloWinds royalty at that one. But if I go to one of the other ones I'm part of, it's the portfolio collection, and they've got their logo already uploaded in there. If you don't have yours in there, again, just hold up. Leadership is working on getting that uploaded for you. And if you are a leadership, that's another conversation. I'll have that with you in private afterwards. I've gone ahead and added my own folders. You can create your own folders by coming up here to where it says add new and create folder. And then you can put more folders within folders. And you can also share those folders. For example, if you come to the private one I have right here, that's mine, I can go to share and I can choose who to share with. And I can share with anybody in our KW ecosystem. So for example, if I wanted to share with Hugo here, I can go through and start finding all the Hugos there in our market center. So let's go to Hugo and I'll go, and there's Hugo. Now, if Hugo has never logged into Canva, which he's obviously here following along with us, then I would not be able to find him. So if you're looking for somebody and you can't share with them, it's because they have not logged into Canva's experience with Command or with KW yet. They would have to have logged in.
Ryan, question around sharing. If you share with me, I make edits, do you still keep a copy of the original, or that shared basically becomes the original?
Think of it as Google Drive. Anything you get in your Google Drive, typically you want to make sure you make a copy of, because you don't want somebody editing it. So what's in there is the original that you're editing. So if you don't want to do that, one of the benefits of the Canva Pro account is the Canva Pro, you know that because it's got a little crown next to it. It's a paid version. And one of the things that's in there is share as a template. So anytime you share with somebody, if you want to share just that design, share it as a template. That way they're getting the template version of it. They're not getting your actual design. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no. So
folder wise, they're getting the whole folder. So make sure they're making their own copy.
Correct. No, I was making that question exactly for that reason, because it happened to me in the past with my own team. So when sharing, it's best. My best practice is I create copies and I have a share folder with my team.
Right. I would do that.
All of the
Just make a copy of your folder, put the stuff in a folder, make a copy of that folder, and then share that copy.
Correct.
And I think that's the way you brought up a good point, is when it comes to teams, that's one of the questions we got a lot is, as a team, how do we share our assets and designs? So what you just said is exactly the best practice on doing that, is go ahead and create a folder of your stuff, and then you share that folder with those people. But again, I would make them a copy so that they don't edit your original design unless you want them to. Same thing with your teams. I'm sorry, your teams, but your market centers too. So these market centers right here, anything that's put in there, everybody in your market center can see. So if you just made a cute design that you just did while you're out on a vacation and you don't want people seeing that, don't put that in your market center folder. Put that in your own private folder, okay? Otherwise, everybody can see that.
Ryan, I don't see where you can do add folder. I'm not seeing that.
It's right up here, right underneath this big red bar. There's ads. Let me turn my cursor thing on so you can see my cursor better. So right here, where it says add new, you click on that and then you'll see folder. And so once I create add new, I can give it a name. So I'll just call this Keller Williams, South Florida. And then we're region number 9. So I'll put 9 in there. And then I can choose to share it with our team, which is all of KW associates and all. I'm just going to put not shared because I'm just going to share it with those people who are part of the South Florida region.
If you put something into that exact same folder and just say personal, just because you're working on something, don't want people to see it, who has access to that?
Just you. It's your own private folder. And you can see right here, it says, it's got this little lock on it, says private. It's just for you. Now, again, when we come down to some of these, you can see there's no lock on this and it does not say private. Same with this Canva Enterprise onboarding. There's some documents in here you can go and read. It teaches you how to do a lot of this onboarding stuff. Like this one right here shows you how to select the KW app and how to copy designs from one account to the other. But unless you just started in Canva, I don't suggest you go copy your designs, and that'll take you forever. Like I've got thousands of designs in Canva from over the years. That would take me forever to do that. To do which I know that's one of the biggest questions I see in chat. And if you don't get it from today, I do have a video that takes you step by step. But the way you do that is you actually have to log into your there's 2 ways to do it. One of them takes forever. So I'm going to teach you the faster way. If you've got a Canva account, if you're on a team in your pro account, all you have to do is go into your pro account and which I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my pro account here. So I'm going to come up to here where it says accounts. I'm going to switch over to this account, which is my Canva pro account. Now, once I'm in here, I'm going to go into my settings. And then I'm going to look at my team profile here. Actually, where is it? Here it is. People. So these are the people who are on my team. So what I would have to do in this case is what I did here. If you don't do this step, it's going to mess everything up. It's just going to give you an error message. It's not going to let you go forward. So these are the people who are part of this team currently. So the people who do not have a team, there's one extra step. You got to go make a team to do this. And if you don't have a team, there's an extra charge for creating a team. It's free right now for a month. I'll give you a free month trial. So go ahead and do this when you're ready to. My suggestion would be go ahead and organize all your folders. You could take all your folders and dump them into one folder if you wanted to. Go through your designs, put them into folders, use this opportunity to clean up your designs. Get all the ones that you really want to bring over to this account, put them in a folder. And once you've done so, go ahead to this people tab in your pro account and you're going to create a team and then make sure you're adding. So this one right here is my Canva account. You can see it's got the 307973 at canva.k.com. I added that. So how you do that is you go to invite people. And don't email it to yourself. Don't come over here and put the email in because you don't have access to that email address. So if you go to email it to that email address, you're going to be like, okay, now what? So how you do that is you go to copy and then you go to switch over your account. So come back over here. You can switch back over to this address. And then while you're in here, go ahead and use this link. You hit enter. I'm not going to hit enter on here because I've already added it. It's not going to hurt anything because I've already added it. But that adds that person to the team. So now when I come back to this account, I'm going to go back to my people in settings. And I'm going to show you that there's that actually, I just added the South Florida one. So now I've got the South Florida one in here. That was my original one from my personal. So this is the RTT one I just added in here. So you can see me in there. I'm added to the team. Now I can actually share from here. So what I would need to do now is I got to go into all my assets in my team account, which is this one. I just go to projects. I know I'm giving you a lot of steps because I'm trying to show you the difference. I'm trying to show you that works. I do have a video that goes step by step on this, and anybody who's on this class, I'll make sure you get an email that's got the video so you can go back and watch not only this whole thing, but you can go back and watch the shorter version of just how to do this real quick. But this is a private folder I've got for the region. So now I can go to this folder here and I can go to share. And if I was to type this before I did what I did, it would give me an error and say that you can't share because it's not on your team. But now I can go in here and I can go south, and there's South Florida RTT, and right there, and I can choose that one, and I can share that folder with South Florida RTT, which if I would have done that before, it wouldn't have popped up, it wouldn't have shown myself, and it would have said you can't share with somebody who's not on your team.
Ryan, just to ensure I got it right on what you just shared, this is...
I appreciate you backing me up and reiterating it, because if you didn't ask me, I was going to do it anyway.
No, I wanted to make sure I got it correctly, which is, this is if, again, we have a team already and we want to set up folders to share directly with teams. But if I don't, let's say, want to do that right now, but just want to share certain files, I can still do that or no?
Yeah, so what you're doing here is, if you already have a Canva Pro account and you already got all these, even if you don't have a Canva Pro account, you would have to upgrade for this part of it and then just be able to share those folders over. I am going to show you one more method that you don't even have to have a Canva Pro account. You don't have to have a team. You can do it. It just takes longer. But starting with this one. So if you have a Canva Pro account and you've got a whole bunch of files and you want to share them over to your new Canva account with KW, that way you can cancel this one and save the money. This is the process of sharing those folders. You're sharing it to yourself. You're not sharing it with your team. You're sharing it with yourself. The next step would be, once your team members have gone in and logged in like you have, then you can go to those people and share those folders with them. Just the ones you want them to see.
Got it now. Yeah, I missed that part. So that process you showed us was to basically share our current Canva regular account or pro account with ourselves in here so that we can accessing all the files.
Because now you have two accounts. You've got one through KW and one that you're paying for as a pro. And you want to move your pro stuff over to you. If you want to move your pro stuff over to your kw.com account one, then you have to add yourself to the team first, and then share with your kw.com Canva account. And then once you've done that, you have access to it. My suggestion is make a copy of that before you cancel that folder. Make a copy of that folder before you go cancel the other one. Because once you remove that person, that shared folder goes away.
Correct. That was my next question without opening a rabbit hole, and I was going to make it in that way. But basically, if I'm going to cancel the other account, I have to make a copy to ensure hard copies stay here.
Correct.
And the other one is
that way it belongs to you, because currently it's being shared with you. It doesn't belong to you. Just if you had a Google Drive, you do the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So until I do that, it's just a mirror of the other account. But if the other 100%. Account hears, everything disappears with it. I got to make a copy, and now it's a hard copy saved there.
100%. You got it. I know that's complicated, everything I went through. That's why I'm making sure that A, this is recorded, and B, we're going to make sure that I've got a copy coming to you in an email after this class that will share how to do exactly what we just did. That's version number 1. Also, share this with your MCTTs and your market centers so they're trained on it. So if you need them to help go step by step with you, like I see some of you guys are in classes. I know some of you got MCTTs, they're ready to help you. So let them help you do this if that's what you need to do. Right. The other method, we're going to go down to your settings.
Ask you that is in the chat, and this is just like a pro account, right? Any photos, any videos that's already here, we can use with the public, correct?
Not only is it like a pro account, it's a pro account on steroids, so you get additional stuff. And if you've not used a pro account, you're going to get a lot more features. And we'll be showing some of those features tomorrow, but on Thursday, we'll be going over all the magical features that they got in there. So that's most of the pro stuff that you've got. So we'll be going into great detail on how to use that on Thursday. Today, it's just about getting you logged in. So in here, you can see, actually, I need to switch profiles. All right. So in here, I was right the first time. I'm confusing myself. So I'm in settings. I'm in my pro account, not my KW account, because I'm going to show you how to get, where is it? Or you go to login right here. So when you're in your pro account, you go to login, and in login, you're going to see where it says right here, download your Canva team uploads and designs. All right. You can go to request new download. And what that's going to do, or you can just hit download. Either way, mine says request new download because I've already done this. But what that's going to do is it's going to download it into a zip file and give you everything. Now, if you've done this for a long time, if you've been in Canva for a long time, this is going to take quite a little while for this to happen. If you've just been doing it for a little while, it's still going to take quite a while, but not as long as if you had a lot. So just bear with it. My suggestion is do this and then leave it alone and come back to it later. And then you'll get that zip file. Once you get that zip file, you can open that zip file and drag all that stuff out of that zip file into your new account over on the other side. That's a very simple way of doing it. It just takes longer. The way I showed you before, it's more steps, but it's faster. It's like instantaneous. All your files and stuff are automatically over on the other side. Now, so I found my Market Center folder in groups. Good. Download the JPEGs or files over. It downloads everything. Think of it almost if you ever used Google Takeout, which is takeout.google.com, that downloads all your information from your Google Drive, your Gmail, your everything that has to do with the G Suite. It downloads all of it and puts it in a zip file. And you got all these files in there. So you've got every picture you've ever uploaded into there, every PNG that if it's yours, if it's a Google if it's a Canva asset that they've got in there and it's not part of your design, then no, that won't come out. But if it's part of your design and it's a design you've made, or if it's a picture you've uploaded, yes, all that's up in there will be downloaded into a zip file and go with it. Good question. Screen follow the class by client with all the upcoming see only shares. Any other questions I can answer real quickly? Will your video include how to add ourselves to our Canva Pro? Yeah, everything that I just went through, I'm going to go over in that video. You'll get this whole video as well if you need to go back and pause it and go step by step. All right. So we shared how to log in, how to add the Canva app, and how to go into your brand, how to go into your projects, and how to share your projects from your Canva Pro account over to your new Canva over at KW Canva. Let's go back to our actual regular schedule program. Anybody have any other questions while I'm switching back?
Ryan, I have a question.
Yes, Valentina, how are you?
Good, thank you. The login from our cell phones, is this possible?
Once you set up your account, yes, you can log in from your cell phones. It's a very tiny experience on your cell phones, but it works. It took me a while when I used Canva for the first time. I've used it on my tablet too. It's not as hard on my tablet as it is on my cell phone, but you can still get things accomplished. There's a little bit of a different layout on the cell phones when it comes to finding some of those things because it's congested, but definitely you can.
Question, Ryan?
Question. Donna, you have a question?
Yeah. Is there a training scheduled for leadership?
There is not. This is the training schedule for leadership.
Okay. So there's not one specifically on creating the office folder and how to make sure your agents all have access and everything.
It's exactly the same as what I just showed you right now. There's no difference in it.
Thank you.
The difference is you just get your logos that you have. You probably currently have them in a Google Drive or something like that you've downloaded. It's just uploading them into there. But if you need more help with that, I'm more than happy to jump on with you one-on-one and help you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Let's see. Send. All right, go back to sharing with you guys. Will today's video be shared? Yes, it will be shared at the conclusion class. Give me a little bit to finish generating it, and I'll throw it on YouTube. If you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, then you'll get it really quickly. Not just give me a few minutes. I'm going to put an email together to go over the details of it, and I'll send it out to you. All right, so we're going back to sharing the screen.
I'm sorry, Ryan. Question.
Yep.
My market center told me that for any advertisement, we have to have Keller Williams Elite Realty.
Yeah, so any advertisement you put out there, you have to have your DBA logo on there. So that should be in those folders that we were just showing. So if you don't have it in your current folder, let your leadership know so that they can make sure it gets in there. Or you can also go into Connect and look for the KW branding section, and it'll have your logos on that page there. You can search for your logos in there as well. But eventually your leadership should have your logo in there.
All right. Another question. You just said a YouTube channel. Will you type it in the chat, please?
I'll look for it here in a second. Towards the end of this, I'll put that in there. I don't have it handy right this second, but if you just look for South Florida, if you're looking and you type in South Florida, Keller Williams, South Florida region in YouTube, it should pull our channel right up.
Thank you.
But I will definitely put it in the chat towards the end here. Unless one of my amazing market center tech trainers has an opportunity and they can do it for me, that'd be great. All right, hopefully you guys got the Canva dashboard screen. So we're going to just go through it. We talked about the apps. We talked about hitting create when we started on a design. For those of you who have been using Canva for a while, this might be a little bit numbing for you. And I apologize, but I want to make sure everybody gets caught up. Tomorrow, we'll definitely be going into more details on more advanced stuff. But today's going to just making sure those people who have not used it before understand where everything's at. There's no difference between our account and the pro account or even the single account, except for the fact that we have access to all the pro features and some additional ones, which we'll talk about we did talk about earlier, which is the KWLS or MLS integration and the fact we have all the additional ones. Plus we've got all the templates in addition for the enterprise version. So up here, we're looking at the head bar and we're seeing that we have the undo redo button, which is my favorite button, including Canva. I use that button constantly because I constantly make mistakes. You're also going to have the font styles in here, just like if you're used to using word processors, they always have the different fonts, the different colors, the italics, the underline, all that's right here. Your font alignment, you use that quite often. Letter spacing, definitely use that quite often because depending upon what you're creating, on your flyers and stuff, you might be needing some extra spacing. You've got your font that you can choose. And included in a lot of our brand kits is different fonts that we use. For example, one of the main fonts for the luxury brand is Jost, and that's already uploaded in there for you, so you don't have to go look for it. The font size that you can adjust on the fly right there. Also, you'll notice the font size adjusts when you start stretching the font. When we get into a design, you start stretching it out, the font size will adjust that way too. So we'll be showing that a little bit more when we go into diving into creating those designs in the coming classes. Font colors right there. You got uppercase and lowercase. I love using that too because sometimes I'll start typing right away and I realize it would look better if it's all uppercase. So when I click on a button, you can just make all of it uppercase. Bullet points. So if you need to add bullet points into something, you can do that. And if you hit it again, you can also make it into numbered. So it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it gives you additional options. And animate, which just, especially if you're making Instagram posts or TikToks or anything like that, and you want to use it from here, you can animate some of those. Great for creating carousels and stuff like that. Also, the crown right here, which the crown means is a paid feature coming from Pro. You have the addition of transparency. So anytime you've seen something like maybe a logo and you don't want that white background, which drives me nuts. I see a lot of people who create these designs and they have a logo and then it's got this white or this black background and it just doesn't look right. If you use the transparency on it, you can get rid of that background. You can also do a remove, and that also comes from the crown. Position, so you can arrange layers to align the text elements. So maybe you're not the best at lining things up. You have the position feature in there, which will help you tidy up or clean up that area. Copy, paste styles of your designs. This is one of my favorite things. So I can copy, like even in the slideshow, I could select several slides, copy them, and then just paste them somewhere else in the slideshow. Or I can copy pieces of the designs from this slide and then go over to another slide and put them in there. Same thing on any of your flyers or anything else. So when you're making the same thing over and over, this just makes it much easier. Similar to how you can do it in DocuSign. All right, so this is going down the left-hand side. So this is very similar, again, to Command, how we have all these applets. So these are the different applets you can use within the design. So you have your design templates, which just shows you additional designs that you can pull in that either match or don't match your design. Elements just shows you graphics, photos, videos, clip art, audio, stuff like that in there. So that's pretty much your go-to elements. You're going to be grabbing a lot of the content right from there. Text options, that just throws a text box in there, and it also gives you other options on already pre-created text that you can throw into there. The brand hub, that's where you go into your KW brands. And we're going to be talking that in great detail tomorrow and showing how to hack that if you have your own brand. Also, uploaded photos and videos. So if you want to upload anything, it used to be you could just drag it over there, but I've noticed recently you actually have to click the uploads area. And then once you do that, you can drag photos, videos, music, whatever, drag it into there, upload it for you to be able to use. draw art tools. I really don't use this myself too much, but I know some people love using that where you can actually draw right on the screen. It's very useful when you're doing like whiteboard and stuff like that. Projects, designs, and folders. When you click on that, you're going to be able to see all your projects that you have done in the past. Also, so if you want to bring in this older design into your current design, you can do that. You can also see folders that are housing your logos or any other additional photos that maybe you've put into a folder to be able to use in the future. Apps. Now, apps allow Canva to do certain things. I'll give you an example. As I saw somebody do a great one yesterday where they have a design created that they're going to use in social media that is a video, and it shows almost like a flyer, and they used an app to pull in an avatar. And if you don't know what an avatar is, it's like you took a picture of yourself and you put it in there and that's you, but it actually speaks for you. And you can use your voice. So there's different tools in there. There's also tools in there to where it will change the fonts, or it will use the ability to stretch a font and make it look different. There's all different types of tools in there. You can bring in YouTube videos. You can bring in all sorts of materials from the outside. So if they make an app for it, you can pretty much bring it in. And then last use apps and folders are going to be here in the bottom. So anything that you've used recently so you can get back to it pretty quickly is going to be right here. And then you can also see Canva quick action buttons like Magic Write lives down here. So if you click on that, it'll pop open and ask you how you want to use it. And you can ask it to write the content for you, basically like using AI. It is their AI. All right. So I know a lot of you, before I move to the next screen, which that's pretty much most of today, is I wanted to ask if any of you guys, had any ahas or anybody wanted to share what their favorite features are that we went over today.
I just think overall it's a great tool. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but it's so much better than anything I've ever seen. And I think it'll save us a lot of money as far as having to purchase additional marketing content. So excited about that.
I know for a region, we pay $300 a year currently on it. And so that saves you at least $300 a year right there because you're getting Pro Plus. I know Hugo, you spoke on a couple times. What is something that you picked up from today that has been found useful?
No, I think the fact that you can kind of bring what you have already done before and basically don't have to necessarily just share one by one, but you can bring it all and start with a system that is more powerful because now you have more integrations. I think that's great. And one thing that I can share from what you were talking about, the Canva part at the end, just for everybody who's going to be new, always work off a copy. Believe it, for us that have used Canva in the past, sometimes we have designs that we really loved and we make the mistake where you start working off that design and then you mess it up. And then it's like you have to go back and redesign it. But if you work off a copy of that design, you will always be able to go back to the original and kind of fix it.
I agree. And you just reminded me of something else. Is one of my biggest suggestions to you is, especially if you've used Canva for a while, one of the things you probably got in the habit of, unless you just really organize, you probably just started creating designs and didn't put them in certain places. So my suggestion is to go in and create your folders and start putting them in certain places. If you're going to create a listing folder, maybe create a buyer folder, any events folder, stuff like that. So if you do events quite often, have that folder. And then if you have events, maybe you create another folder within your events that's what those events are. Because if you're going to do those same events year after year, then you've got that template that you can go back to or refer to. Same with your listings and your buyers. You'll have listings in there. You may have open house flyer for your listings. You may have, like I've got ones in there where I have a pre-listing packet in there. I've also got some PDFs in there that I've created for best practices for people who are going to be staging the home on their own, or best practices for getting your house ready to show for an open house. Just best practice for a lot of different things. There are PDFs in there that I can make a copy of. Maybe I'm going to adjust it to personalize it to that person. So highly suggest you have those different things in there to keep them separated. And that way you can make a copy of that and then just keep it in another folder that you're actually editing. I have a couple hands here. So we'll go to Miami Nick Alvarez.
No, just answering your question about what is one of the things that I like.
Yes.
And as someone who was already using Canva Pro, I think a huge benefit is the access to the listings. So not having to upload all your photos, but rather than just looking for your listing and getting the photos from there is super, super useful.
Yeah, one of the things I can appreciate on there is how much easier it is than using the old designs that we had, because it was a little bit clunky over there. It wasn't horrible. It was a little bit clunky. This is literally drag, drop, boom, it's done.
So back to the organizing. So would you suggest that I organize in my old Canva first and then bring it over, or bring everything over and then organize?
Completely up to you. I don't think it's going to make a difference either way. Personally, I think that if you're already over there, you may find a whole bunch of stuff that you don't want anymore, that you don't need, because that's what I did. I was going through mine and doing the same thing. I got organized later, so there was a lot of stuff from before that I just hadn't gone through. So I just decided to go through and see if because I didn't want to lose anything. If I'm going to get rid of my account, then I didn't want to lose it. So I went through and started reorganizing in there, then brought it over. But if you bring it over to the other account, you could do the same thing over there. It's just, I wanted to start my new account off fresh and have it look nice. And I didn't want to bring a bunch of junk over there.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Good question, though. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions or any comments?
Ryan, really quick, if it's not too big of an issue for you, if you have the time, can you just quickly show me how you added the MLS data? I want to start
Absolutely.
using
No
this
problem.
now, and I missed that somehow.
Not a problem. Yep.
Thank you.
Let me go into my login here. Okay, so when you come into here, what we're going to do is go to apps, and then make sure you search for the Keller Williams one. And you may have already done this, but I'm just going back to the beginning of it just to make sure. There's Keller Williams, and then you should find a Keller Williams app in here. Mine's not finding it because I've already added it. All right, so once you've done that, then we can go into any project. So I'm just going to go to create, and then I'll go to Instagram post. Now, once I'm in here, I can go to find a real estate one. Actually, where is my... This is good because I can show you that even some of the old ones that are in here, I can take that one. I can go to apps. In apps, I should be able to find it again. Keller Williams. That's strange. Why isn't it showing up? In the right account. Let me try it again. Switch to this one. Maybe logins are wrong. 1 sec. Pull it back up. Forgive me, it's my first day using Zoom. There it is. All right. Get into here. So here's my Keller Williams app that I've added right here. So from that app, connect, it'll ask you about your login. If you don't have that app, again, you can come over to here, apps, and just type it in and it'll bring it up. Agree to that. And then you'll get this listing applet in here, and you can go to all listings, and you can search by address, or you can search by MLS number. You can also use these filters right here to find which type it is. So I'll just go to house, for sale. Let's say 3, 1. I can select that one. Now I'm going to come over to my design right here, and I'm going to just find one of our real estate related ones. So I can find this one. Back over here again. Now all I have to do here is take these images from this property once they finish loading here. Refresh this page. We just take this one right here and drop it in there. And I can also drop that one right there. That one right there. And then when it comes to my headshot, I can get my headshot. So it's already putting folders in there for me. So I've got a backup of folders and stuff in here. As I can drag, once this loads and I've got all my pictures in here, I can just drop it into there. This is just listed the information that's in here. If I go to the details section right here, I can change this one right here to this one just by dragging and dropping it. Same thing, if I want it to contact me, I can just go in and edit it as if I want to, or I can, if I have it in here, I can go and drag and drop it. So if it was my listing, my information should be in here somewhere and I should be able to drag and drop it. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. All right. I do have another meeting I have to run to, so I appreciate you guys for jumping on today. I hope you got some out. This will be sent out to you today. So just give me a little bit because I do have a couple more videos to jump to, but I will promise you we'll get it to you today. Tomorrow we'll be going to branding and showing a lot more on branding. And then the following day, we're going to do all the magic tricks and fun stuff. So I'll see you guys then. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for coming.
Brian.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.